So after I made my blazing 5 pick to take Tampa to beat Green Bay in a close game, Mike Evans announced he wasn't going to play. And then right before the game, Julio Jones announced he wasn't going to play. So Tampa Bay was missing their top 3 wide receivers, all of them great, and their left tackle, Donovan Smith, and came within 1 play of going to overtime. Oh, they're also using backups all over the offensive line interior. If you're Green Bay, in the last 2, I've seen Green Bay play 1 healthy good team this year, and they got crushed. They beat low-wattage Chicago that can't complete passes, and no team in the league. Tampa's quarterback's going through a marriage crisis. Their top 3 weapons are out in a weapons league. Their left tackle, Donovan Smith, is out, and boy, is that obvious they need him. And that came down to 1 play. Green Bay has got to be concerned. How in the hell did Tampa Bay have more first downs, more passing first downs, better on fourth, more passing yards? How is that possible? Green Bay has been reduced to winning 1 way, beating injury-riddled teams or teams that can't score. And in Tampa's case, they're both. They've got no juice. They got none of their best players. I mean, if you take Aaron Jones out of the Packers yesterday, and you take, let's say, Alan Lazard out of the Packers yesterday, and Tampa was healthy, would that game be close? I have watched the media fawn over this organization for the last 2 years. I still contend, do we know if Matt LaFleur is a great coach? He's beaten the Bears and the Lions. I don't know if he's a great coach. He's barely above 500 against the Vikings. He can't beat the Niners. Yesterday is the first time they beat Brady, and it was an almost. So, and here's the other thing. Green Bay has scored 3 points in the second half, combined last 2 games. So if it's not on script, Aaron doesn't trust young receivers to ad-lib and make stuff up. It's obvious. If you have Aaron Rodgers, and in 2 back-to-back games, you've had 3 points, 1 field goal, you got yourself a problem here. So in game 1, Aaron ghosted the rookie receivers. In game 2 afterwards, he said, I'm not going to change. And did you see what happened yesterday? His team fumbled in the first half. After that, Aaron eye-rolled it, got disappointed. 8 drives, 7 punts, most of them 4 plays. That was it. 92 passing yards. After a teammate fumbled, Aaron rolled his eyes. The Fox cameras catch it. Aaron's disappointed with a teammate. Somebody let me down. I'm a victim. Woe is me. And they just stopped playing offense. So, I mean, I looked at this thing. This team needs patience. This team needs a mentor because they've got 2 really good young receivers. You better have a relationship with them. You better curry favor to those young receivers. Generationally, they probably listen to different music. They have different interests. They like different tech. They get up and do different things. You better figure out a way to make it work because Green Bay can't score off the script this year. Scripted plays, they'll score, they'll take a lead or keep it close. Minnesota, what did they do in the second half? Chicago, second half. Tampa, second half. It's because Aaron's not willing to ad-lib. In the second half, you got to go off script. You got to make stuff happen. That's when a leader's a leader. Russell Wilson last night goes off script. I got to win the game. That's what you got to do late in games. Tom Brady yesterday, they got nothing to work with. Everybody's out. When did he have his best drive? Last drive of the game. That's what Brady does. So this team, what they need at quarterback isn't just talent. They need a mentor. They need patience. Now, here's what will happen to Green Bay. Go look at their schedule. It's awful. New England without Mac Jones. Giants, Jets, Washington's a mess. So they're going to roll to a 6-1 start, and all the media guys are going to fall in love with Aaron Rodgers again. This team's got major problems. I do not think they're a top 10 team in this league. They have played 1 healthy team and got boxed. They can't do anything in the second half. They've been reduced to a run. They can win 1 way. Low scoring. They can beat teams that can't move the ball. Chicago and Tampa with injuries. That's what they can beat. By the way, in the second case, barely. So that to me was a really concerning win. I'm not sure if these are fixable because I'm not sure Aaron is going to become benevolent, altruistic, great teammate, mentor Aaron. I'm not sure that's in his bag of tricks. Obviously, I'm just going to say, I like Garoppolo more than everybody, but I know what he is. He's a B-plus quarterback. So Brady, Burrow, and Stafford, can we all admit they're really good? All of them had bad game 1s. They didn't practice for different reasons. Tom took 11 days off for family. Stafford had elbow concerns or elbow pain. Joe Burrow literally had appendectomy surgery, a major surgery. and those are great quarterbacks. Stafford, Burrow, Brady. Game 1, no practice, no preseason. They were bad. Now consider Jimmy Garoppolo. They wouldn't give him a playbook because they wanted to see if Trey Lance developed. He took no snaps. Didn't play in the preseason. Didn't start week 1. Didn't start last week. This was his first start of the year. Trent Williams, the best left tackle, got hurt. Didn't have their number 1 running back, and Kittle had to stand and block most of the game. And you're shocked against that defense, a top 5 or 6 defense, Garoppolo struggled? So you give Brady, Burrow, and Stafford a break, and you don't give Garoppolo one. No playbook. They wouldn't give it to him. No practice. Coming off a shoulder surgery to his throwing side. And that's his opening game against Randy Gregory, Bradley Chubb, the best young corner in the game in Patrick Surtain. Altitude, mile high, desperate Denver. And he led with a couple of minutes to go in the 4th. And you're blaming that on Jimmy G. George Kittle had to stand and block most of the night because of the pressure. Trent Williams got hurt, so then they really got to keep Kittle in. He didn't have his number 1 back. The guy wasn't given a playbook. This was the first week in 9 months. He was allowed to take all the snaps all week in practice. Remember, he didn't start last week. Trey Lance got hurt. He didn't start last week, so he didn't take the snaps. So this was the first week in 9 months, 10 months, whenever it is, that he got all the snaps with the first team. And he has to face Randy Gregory, Bradley Chubb, that defense, those corners, in that altitude, in a desperate Denver team, and you're like, he was terrible. I'm not making excuses. But it's hard to quarterback in this league, especially when you're coming off shoulder surgery. You don't get a playbook. You don't practice. You don't play in the preseason, and you don't start the first 2 weeks. First assignment, go 7,000 feet in the air and play Denver with that pass rush. Yeah, it wasn't pretty. San Francisco's really good. They're going to win a bunch of games. There's a difference between a reason and excuses. Of course he wasn't great. Burrow's more talented. Brady's more talented. Stafford's more talented. And they look bad in week 1 without practice. They didn't have shoulder surgery. They had the playbook. Yeah, of course last night was choppy. The guy's not in shape. The one thing that was very obvious was 3rd down. Well, what a shock. Randy Gregory pinning his ears back on a 3rd and 8. Bradley Chubb right behind him. DJ Jones on the middle. They're bringing the house, and Jimmy wasn't very good on 3rd down. I got news for you. A lot of quarterbacks going to face that defense, and if it's 3rd and 8, they're going to be bad on 3rd down. And they're more talented sometimes than Jimmy Garoppolo. So, take a deep breath. That was a brutal opening exam from the school teacher. That's not a game. I thought they would win because I just don't know what's going on with Denver's offense. And until Russell started to run at the end, I still don't know what's going on with Denver's offense. But take a deep breath. Burrow, Brady, Stafford all struggled in a similar situation, and it was worse for Garoppolo because they wouldn't even give him the playbook. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.